with Tomas Scheckter looking behind him. Your leaders, Dario Franchitti. Thomas Scheckter sits in second place. Tony Kanaan in third. And really, two teams dominating this race thus far, the Firestone Indy 200. Andretti Green running 1 and 3, and Panther Racing running 2 and 4. So it's the shootout between the Hondas and the Chevrolets.
As we ride along right now with Thomas in this Firestone telemetry, look at the miles per hour. You're certainly not actually scrubbing too much speed off. 100% throttle all the way around here. These cars have gotten so good over the last couple of years, they don't really have to lift, sometimes even in traffic. Watch the G-forces right now climb up to over 4. That's what these drivers are seeing. And this is right now, the driver knows that he can actually see.
Oh! And Tomas Enge, the Rockstar Chevrolet, has gone into the wall. And Enge from the Czech Republic, this is not a good situation.
We'll wait to see if he's actually moving inside the cockpit. He is. There's a steering wheel is coming off, which tells you that he's alert. He is okay.
This is Tomas Enge, turn 2. And we cut to that just late, Scott, but it looked like just what Brian Barnhart, the president of the IRL, said in the driver's meeting. If you make contact with this wall, it is going to be a pancake job. And you look at his car, and that's exactly what you're looking at.
Now, you look up on the top side, you can actually see the concrete wall. There's some styrofoam action between that and the steel barrier that you see. It's called the safer barrier, and that's actually what he hit. And they used to call it the soft wall, Todd. I said this before, and it really is not soft. They call it the safer barrier, something that Tony George and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway have actually spent millions of dollars actually trying to bring this program forward to all the racetracks in North America. And actually, even the NASCAR teams, or NASCAR tracks rather, are starting to put these type of systems on their track.
Well, this is the kind of situation we don't like to see. We did see him take off the steering wheel, Scott, but he is yet to be extracted from the car. The Rockstar Chevrolet Tomas Enge, a rookie with so much talent upside, and there you go. That's what you like to see.
Now, remember, he had injured himself in Japan earlier in the year. Had some rib damage, actually got through that, and was a little bit hurtful in Indianapolis, but got through that. And there's the team, and this is the key thing. These guys are becoming your family when you drive race cars. And they want to see what's happening to their driver.
They are going to take all the time they need. Let's take a replay of this.
Now, here we go. The car's just going past us right now, and the sparks are actually on the ground. Todd, something must have broken on that car to actually lay the car down on the racetrack. Once you've done that, you are passenger. As you see, you can see the IRL official on the outside of the turn, knowing what's about ready to happen. The car is coming towards the wall at 200 miles an hour. The IRL official actually very smartly runs.
Yeah, Jamie Little. Saw side by side Darren Manning and your leader Tony Kanaan into the wall. This is a multiple car collision, Scott. We are just hoping that everyone is okay, and again a very hard hit on the right side.
What I'm worried about right now, a little bit of oil fire you see there on the right hand side from Tony Kanaan's car, which he'll put out. But my concern right now is for Darren Manning, because he ended up being the contact zone for Tony Kanaan when he was going up towards the track. And Darren Manning got a huge hit right there, I got to tell you. But great to see the steering wheel starting to come off. You can see right there, the steering wheel is actually starting to come off, and he's actually moving around inside the cockpit, so that is great news.
As they throw down that absorbing substance that'll keep the oil from going all the way down to the bottom of the track as they get Tony away from his car. Good to see him up and walking, but he's got 200 miles an hour. Oh, as we have 3 replays for you now.
Here he is going through the tri-oval section. The car looks to be running fine, grabbing up top gear with his right hand. Let's watch his right front tire. And let's just see if it starts to move.
Oh.
There's a report right there. That is the front suspension actually has been broken, and he loses control of the car. Unfortunately, Darren Manning is actually in the middle of all that. Now, let's watch again. He's turning into the turn, going underneath Darren Manning. Darren Manning does a great thing, Todd, because he leaves room right there for Tony Kanaan to come through, because he knows that Tony is faster than him. But, you know, we've talked about these mechanical things going on right there. I'm not sure if that be necessarily a bearing situation or if it's the right front upright that actually looks like it has actually failed and broke and put Tony Kanaan going in to Darren Manning, the red and white car, number 10.
What are the chances that it would be a bearing situation? Dr. Jerry Punch reported on it. 2 failed bearings thus far, they think, with Dan Weldon and Brian Hurden.
Well, that's not really necessarily a bearing, because I think we actually saw the A-arm collapse or come out of actually its pickup point.
Here it is in real time.
Watch. Smartly takes his hands off the steering wheel.
Now there's Darren Manning. That is great to see that.
Tony Kanaan and Darren Manning here chit-chatting after their incident. I'm going to grab them both. Tony, first of all, you just made the comment, hey, I've got to have a little bad luck every now and then because you've had so much good luck. But did you feel as though you hit debris or something broke?
No. I mean, as soon as they called the yellow, I lift. Manning was in the outside of me. I just went on the inside of him just for us to get a good flow. And something broke my suspension. He didn't even know that happened. He thought he slowed down too quick. So unfortunately, that's the way it is. I hit the debris. You can clearly see. So we ran out of luck today.
Let's go up for the restart here, and then we'll come back.
We are green. Danica Patrick leads them into the restart here at Nashville. This is the third race that Danica Patrick has led. She led in Japan for 32 laps. Of course, she led at Indy for 19. And here she is at Nashville, but it looks like she's going to relinquish it as Dario Franchitti is back on the pace in a hurry.
Oh, and a wiggle out of Danica Patrick in the middle of 3 and 4. As soon as Dario Franchitti went past her, probably got a little bit of that dirty air off the car, and we have another yellow out again.
So another yellow comes out, and this plays into the quarter of Danica Patrick. So another yellow for debris.
And it looks like a flat tire right there on the left rear tire of Ryan Briscoe. Now that could have been something that he picked up during that accident, or something that he picked up still that might have been missed on the racetrack by the cleanup crew. His car's on the high side. Oh, right there you go. I take back the debris theory, and there you go. A little bit high, gets up, hits the wall. Watch this.
Looks like one of the Red Bull Cheever cars came up right on him.
He's just getting pushed up to the front. He's got the front end going, and then all of a sudden, there you go. Carpentier actually just runs over the left rear tire.
Well, this is just moments ago with A.J. Foyt, the fourth, and number 14 on the outside. Watch this.
Ooh, very close. Then you heard her spotter come through and say the 24 car of Roger Yasukawa has no radio.
Dario Franchitti has now moved into second place, so he is sandwiched between the Red Bull Cheever cars. Patrick Carpentier, the Canadian, is your leader. Dario Franchitti sits in second, and we've got a big incident in turn 4. Vitor Meira definitely involved.
All the oil that's coming out of the box that is actually broken from the oil tank, putting on that oil fire, looks spectacular, but that will actually burn itself out. Look how fast the Delphi safety team is there. That always gave me great comfort, Todd, when I was driving. If there was ever a problem, these guys would be there very quickly. One goes to the driver. One actually goes to the engine cowling to spray all the back section.
That's Alex Barron, number 51. That is number 17, Vitor Meira. He was running in 4th place. A very strong. We've talked about him. Jamie Little talked about at the top of the show about here's a guy who's been in the series for 4 years, still looking for his first win. And I agree with you, Scott. When he gets it, he is going to break loose. Alex Barron, an unfortunate night for him. He was running in 3rd place, a former winner here. Alex Barron won this race back in 2002. That's a good sign. Vitor's up and walking.
A little sore on the feet right there, but we'll have to find out if we can see what went on with this. These two guys were obviously dicing for a position.
Still waiting to see if Alex Barron is able to emerge from the car. And there you see the folks, Delphi safety crew working on the Red Bull Cheever driver, Alex Barron.
You know, Barron is one of the most fittest guys in this series right now. Told me just a couple of races ago, only 5% body fat. There's Vitor Meira diving down on the inside. Both of them are fighting for the same piece of real estate. The right front of Vitor's number 17 car touches the left rear of the Red Bull car of Alex Barron.
As you said, a spectacular crash with the oil burning off there in the gas.
The safer barrier that the cars are rubbing against there right there. The drivers love it. Reduces the G-forces that drivers see upon impact. Like right now, remember, this is still going 200 miles an hour and probably seeing somewhere around 80 to 100 Gs. Now, these cars are all instrumented as we watch Eddie Cheever right now, watching it as it happens.